How we doing, guys? David James here with Hitting Evolution. I am joined by Darin Everson. Wears a lot of hats. I had the pleasure of meeting Darin. Would have been 3-4 weeks ago now, probably. He was sent to our facility by Shane Schellschmidt as his son went to baseball. Was it baseball factory?
Baseball factory, yeah.
Yep, baseball factory workout down in Monticello, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So I had the pleasure of getting to know him a little bit, talking to him about hitting, talking to him about baseball, kind of all that kind of stuff. So I figured I'd reach out to him and bring him on, so just to get some more knowledge out there. So Darin, if you want to talk about yourself a little bit, your career, both playing and coaching, and then what you do now, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, David, thank you for having me. It's good to be here. As a player, I played 7 years of minor league baseball, following 4 years of college baseball, non-drafted free agent. Played in the Frontier League, then got picked up. I was with the Expos, Pirates, Red Sox organizationally. Played in the Northern League in Madison, Winnipeg, kind of bumped around everywhere, different places. Had my degree from Mayville State up in North Dakota. Not a baseball hotbed in terms of professional guys moving on, but it was a really good situation for myself, close to home. And after that, I actually went and taught for about 5-6 years. In between those years I was playing, I was substitute teaching. I think a lot of guys substitute teach, a lot of players, whether they have their degree or not. I just was fortunate to have my degree, so it fell right into a full-time gig after we got done playing, and scouted for years. I was doing the grind, which a lot of guys know about. I was a high school assistant and head coach, different years. Worked at junior college all the years up in Madison, Wisconsin, for good coaches there. Was a Orioles associate scout, and was working in the Northwoods League for 4 years. Went to Alaska for a year.
Wow.
Kind of did the whole thing, have a wonderful wife that's allowed me to do a lot of the things that I do. In fact, when I went to Alaska, Jared, my son, was 1 year old. So I was wondering if they were going to come up there. They did not come up there. So it's part of the grind that happens, man. And I think everyone goes through it in different ways. I definitely was grinding there for a while. Then I was doing baseball and basketball coaching at the high school level, and then Marlins called. They had an opening, hitting coach position. Went to Jupiter, a really tough offensive park. So I got my feet wet at a really hard offensive park as a hitting coach for the first time, and learned the struggles and learned about the Florida State League. I was there as a player, but also just as a coach, the things you have to work on and work through. Managed for 3 years with the Marlins in the New York Penn League and in the South Atlantic League. And then did independent ball for 2 years as a manager back in the Frontier League in Washington. And they changed ownership, so I moved on and actually took a year off and coached Jared when he was 10 years old, which is great. So I was able to do that. I was able to go through that process, and then the Rockies called, and it's been the great thing. It's what a great organization to work for. Went to AA as a hitting coach, 2 years AA manager, 2 years AAA hitting coach. And then I've been the hitting coordinator now. This is my 3rd year in our little pause that we have right here with the virus going around. But the Rockies, they treat their staffs great. They've been great to me, and I'm excited to be able to go to work every day and try to help hitters get better. It's a great job.
And I've talked to anyone I talk to who's kind of in our line of profession. It's only a dream when you're growing up to be able to do this kind of stuff when you're past your, competitive playing times. You can still go play semi-pro or whatever for fun, but to be able to do this, especially for you and in the professional level as a coach, I mean, that's only something you dream about as a kid growing up, is either play baseball in the MLB or coach in the MLB. And, it's just so fun to be able to be a part of the game still, even when you're not playing it. So it sounds like a lot of fun, man. I mean, I love my job, so I can't imagine how much you love your job. So
yeah,
You
Yeah, it's
mentioned,
not a job if you love it. That's for sure. It's
yeah,
something that you just every day, man. Every day's a new adventure, and every day you got different obstacles when you have so many hitters to work with. So it's great.
yeah. And you mentioned the virus, and I just want to start with saying, our thoughts and prayers go out to those who are affected by it. I mean, it's affecting all of us, but those directly affected by the virus itself or their family members, it's not fun, that's for sure. And we can be a
Mm.
little selfish sometimes, and I'm not saying you or I, but I look on Facebook and people are like, oh, we gotta get out, we gotta do this. I mean, it's bad, it's not good. So
Absolutely.
how are you handling it? I mean, tomorrow, it was tomorrow, right? It was supposed to be opening day, or no, or what was tomorrow?
Uh, with the big leagues, it was it's well, I think the 27th possibly.
Yeah,
And so we would have still been in the middle of our minor league games for a little bit of time where I think the minor leagues was going to open on April 9th. So yeah, it's I just echo the words that you said, especially out to the doctors and nurses and the frontline people that are out there trying to make sure they're not bringing that virus back to their house, back to their kids. That's got to be the scariest part right there. And for them to go out and just be troopers on that, I think it's great. But
thank
for
you for
me,
doing that too.
yeah, oh, amen,
And I mean,
amen, and
drivers and
oh, yeah, the essential workers. When you look at essential workers that they talk about, it's not just 3 or 4 different occupations. It's a whole lot of people that are going to make stuff work that are finding a way to isolate themselves so they're not spreading anything. And I think that it's been heated in most areas of the country, and the more it's taken care of that way, the more everyone can get back to regular, whatever regular was or is now, or is going to be differently,
yeah.
regular life. So
Yep. It's definitely going to humble everybody, especially, since we're talking about baseball in the baseball world, especially for those who are seniors in high school, seniors in college, who have gotten their seasons taken away for nothing they did on their own. That's very
yeah,
hard truth to accept. And
yeah,
it sucks. So, us who are still able to be involved with the game, it's going to make us a lot more thankful to have the game.
yeah. I feel for those seniors, especially the seniors in high school, because they don't have another year. Sounds like the seniors in college, if they are able to come back, they will get another year. But it's part of the adjustments of life and what life throws at you, and it's how we respond to everything. I preach that as much as possible. Be where your feet are at, and make that day the best day you can make it, and just understand that there's people going through some other stuff that's a lot worse than what you're doing. So
Absolutely.
we can remember that. It's great. For me, I've been home now. I got a week. We've been home now for a week. It was kind of a quick exit, trying to get everyone out of spring training in Scottsdale. And the Rockies did a great job of doing that and kind of just getting large groups away from each other. And I've probably been out with my son probably 3 or 4 different times, trying to do some individual stuff with him, working on some different things that he's doing on the baseball side. But also we have school going on at the house,
Yeah.
so I have three teenagers in the house, twin girls, and so they're doing their thing and getting their work done, and they're sleeping better. I know that they're sleeping better because they sleep in a little bit more. So health wise, they're probably in a little bit better shape, and they don't get spread so thin like they do when they got a regular day. So it'll be interesting to see how everyone comes out the other side of this.
Yeah. Yeah. My fiance actually just started working from home too, and we have a 3-month-old son now, so it's nice to not have to
Yeah,
worry about taking him out of the house to take him to my mom's, her mom's, or even daycare. It just keeps them a little bit more sheltered, a little bit more protected, which is always good to have.
yeah,
So
that's huge. That's huge.